Hello everyone, welcome back again. So I'm going to do two readings. The first one will be for Biden. Why didn't Biden use his executive orders, his Presidential Emergency Act documents, his PAIDs, or Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, or let's see, what else he could have done. That's right. His newly granted powers of immunity for official acts. I mean, they gave that to SCOTUS, gave that to Felonious 45, now 47. We'll see for how long that's going to last. But why didn't Biden? What are the reasons? What's totally going on? What was going on within him? Why did he? I mean, that was quite amazing to see him just be nice and cordial and hand everything over. And then when Trump got up and started talking about what he was going to be doing after he was sworn in, he started talking. He went on for a long time. That's when I turned the TV off. But I kept seeing Biden, before I did turn it off, I kept seeing Biden just holding it, like looking down, and had his hand on his forehead. Like, oh my God, what have I done? So, why did he do it? Why did he not? Why did he not keep him out of the office? Why did he not even try to keep him out? Yes, he has issued pardons, and the executive orders can be turned right around by Trump. But the pardons cannot. So I was happy to see that. Why? Why, Joe? Why did you not protect us? Right there. I guess he felt like the election was over. He couldn't do anything more. He just wanted to get out of... He wanted to escape. His challenge was to escape. But he felt like he couldn't do any more. Maybe has a little too much faith in the system itself, his past, the Four of Swords. Yeah, not getting up, not doing anything. Okay, so this is one of those situations where praying and meditating is always good, but if you just sit and meditate and pray and keep giving it up to the higher powers and God and everything, trust me, I'll never, ever, ever forget the day that I was sitting in meditation for I don't know how many days in a row, how much time for how many months, and how many blah, 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 over and over and over again. And always surrendering my will to God, okay? And asking God, what is your will for me? And one day, after 2 hours, I clearly heard, what do you want? So the lesson to me there was, you got to sit up and be your own. You have to try. You have to make mistakes. You have to go through your own process and be your own God in your own life. And yeah, of course you want to always adhere to the forces of love, light and truth. It's all the same thing. But if you're just going to sit and blame everything on God, that doesn't, because we're all given free will. If we don't use our free will, we're wasting our lifetime. Okay? So for those of you out there who are giving up on spirit, you're just not going high enough to get your answers. If you're pissed off at your guides or our guides, I'm not pissed off at mine because I know what I got until things started shifting and changing, and then I got different answers. And it's like, okay, well, I guess this is the way it's going to be. So, meanwhile, he has been laying down and just giving too much faith and not exercising his own God-given powers. That's what's going on. What's hanging over him is his lack of courage, and just that, you gotta sit and be strong. And he does have a lot of intuition, but maybe there's no physical proof of hacking. Maybe that's the problem. I'll do a separate reading on that. I do know for sure we were hacked, though, but maybe they never could get physical proof. But this right here is all about faith and meditation, but lying down and taking it. That's Russia. That's Russia. So with my question as to why he didn't use Section 3 of the 14th Amendment or anything else to keep Trump out, he held too much faith in powers that seem to be. Maybe, I don't know why the Empress, that's weird there. Okay. Internally, oh yeah, okay. Internally, it was too much about happy relationships and doing what he thought was right. Externally, he didn't think he had the power. Okay. Long term, he thought he was in truth. Okay. The outcome is, my gosh, health problems. Feeling like he was shut out. So, and then here we are. I mean, like these two cards right here are the cards that Lori kept getting. Lori, over the way of positive change. She's been truly accurate this whole time, and I was slower than her, but then I started like, whoa, that makes sense, And then January 3rd comes along, and Kamala swears in Congress and doesn't stand up for the 14th Amendment, Section 3. January 6th comes along, she swears in the Electoral College votes, and on the 3rd, I knew that was it. I kept holding out hope for her on the 3rd. Meanwhile, Lori kept always getting these two cards for Kamala. They are not empowering. This is like a stalemate, being kind of cut out and laying down, and there's that not rising up. What was at the bottom? Yeah. But again, just that too much just like faith in his religion or the government and the whole process. Too much of the status quo. I feel like let me use this other deck too. I feel like using this one. But too much going on. And his challenge was that he didn't take self-responsibility. Sometimes our guides are telling us to pick up the sword and go for the truth, even if it skewers a crown. Instead, he went into oh God, with the Five of Pentacles, it's like he went into a self-worth issue. He isolated himself. He got into a tremendous amount of insecurity. And he was worried about upsetting the apple cart, I think. So there's that. Okay. So bottom line, he just went into fear, and he thought it was over. We could probably say the same thing for Kamala as well. I mean, because she could have stood up. But let's ask from another, or using a different system. Let me just use the Lennies real quick. This one is Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Reverie. And this one, I'll include Kamla. Let's do both of them with this one. Okay. Thank you for the truth. Aligning with the forces of love. Thank you for the truth. We're having to go through this for some very good reasons, and even though we don't know what they are yet, I'm still holding firm to the truth that most of us are just holding space for what's going to go through, what some people are going to have to go through, and our test is to stay in the love state. But it's not about us. Why? Why didn't either of them, Kamala and Biden, why didn't they try to protect us from the felon, the rapist, the liar, getting in? Right there. Okay, well, there was a lot of something. What's the something? There we go. A lot of risk, a burden. Oh, hey, I'll be able to bring this down a little. There we go. That should do it. Okay. Something to do with timing. All right, let me just get the cards laid out before I start commenting, because they all work off of each other, which is why I use so many cards. Okay, so I think it's pretty simple to see here. The fish has to do with transactions. It has to do with something that's a lot. It has something to do with the flow. So they went with the flow of change. The reason they did it is they went with the flow of change. It might be that over time the secrets didn't come out. I don't have the mountain card. Let's do another layer. What's going on here? I think the next one, I think I will go ahead and ask, were they, yeah, there's something weird there. Okay. Did they not get the physical proof that we were hacked? That's going to be my next question. Okay, so the flow that would have brought through the change was left to the public. There was a new choice in the election, and I think Kamala thinks that she really lost. They were, so the two of them were burdened with the risk of not committing, maybe to the peaceful transfer of power, I suppose. The two of them were in union. So either Kamala deferred to Biden, and Biden, that's what I think happened. I think she deferred to Biden. You know, she does have Chiron in Pisces. And on the election, Saturn was right on her Chiron. So, you know, that can be not can be. Chiron is our deepest wounding, and in Pisces, it can be being victimized. There's a lot of water here, too. So, but anyway, they went with the flow of the choice. They were loyal to the choice, no matter how dark it was. The darkness on the election, they're loyal. They've got loyalty here and here. I think over time they wanted something new to come in, but it was hidden. We have wisdom, the messages of wisdom here, but then stress of messages here with the birds. This deck has two, and I leave them both in. Two number 12's birds. The public, the flow of the public. The news of foreign interference was too risky for them to grab hold and protect. We've got secrets here. Secrets were... Oh, this is so interesting. Because the dog is about protection. Nurturing something. Hearing things. Trying to understand things. It's help. It's assistance. And like I said, loyalty. But they went with the law of the Constitution, I think. I think it's just like I was getting with Biden, with the tarot. It's like he was afraid to upset the apple cart, and she gave herself away to him and didn't stand up and fight on her own. That's what's going on there. This is the cheat, the steal, it's the fraud. This is the fraud. There was a surprising amount of fraud, but they chose to go with like the homeland safety security of the homeland and committing to that. And they got stuck in the subterfuge and the obfuscation. Maybe they were afraid of what people would say. Something around the status quo, which is, blocked. Obstacles of protection were the most important thing. Okay, so that's interesting. All right. Let me use this other deck. I feel like switching decks. This one here. Omnido, Magic Lenormand or Lenormand. Or you can call them the Lennies. So, did they have or not, yes or no, did they have physical proof that our election was hacked? Yes or no? Thank you for the truth. Only the truth. Did they get physical proof? Right there. Again with the loyalty. This action, something new or something small. This would be internet connections, Starlink, all of that. That's interesting. There's the flow. This would be the public, reputation, honor, branches of government, things that are solid and strong and old and slow. An ending or something closed. These could be ballot boxes, risks, opportunities to get in to the ballot box, the connection, the internet connection to ballot boxes, news, betrayal, news or entering, there's betrayal, complications, the mouse is stealing the flow. Let me get these laid out, and then I won't be so darn cryptic with the messages. Whoa. Now, hold on. There we are. Okay, this is the best I can do without doing a whole grand tableau. But I don't have, see what, now that I have 27 cards laid out of the 36, here's a card that would have been an obstacle that blocked them, and here's another card that would have been an obstacle that blocked the information flow, and neither one of their cards came through. That's interesting. So I would say the flow of the steel was apparent. We've got the foreign, well, and the change in the flow, just the foreign flow and change that minimized and stole all the stealing from foreign adversaries. And I don't think it was just Russia. I think China and Iran were in on it. And maybe there were just little bits. And maybe it was up to some of those swing states to ask for a recount, and maybe Kamala couldn't do all of that on her own. These are legal scholar questions that I can't answer. But I'm sure we will get, well, I don't. I'm not sure we'll have those conversations with, like, from Lawrence Tribe and others, because I've never heard anybody talking about our election being stolen on mainstream media. But we all have had enough, well, I can only speak for myself. I've had enough readings to tell me that we were hacked. Here's the hacking card here. Here's a stealing card, hacking, stealing, complication, betrayal. Here's the keys that get into hack the machine. 2 different ways they could get in. Here's the information from the machines, the ballots, all of that. Secrets over here. So, but anyway, the theft, here, this is our election card, okay? The theft of our election was from foreign interference, even though it was small and they are claiming their innocence. But they hacked into they had ways to hack into the ballot boxes with something on a disc, of course. And that would be the coffin card too, as well as the book, as well as the letter would be the data. Even like data scraping, things like that. Taking something and putting it somewhere else. The action to take something and move it, relocate it. The foreign, gift to Trump. That's all right here. So that's the past. Okay. Again, I don't have anything that shows that they were blocked from knowing that. Maybe the proof was minimized to the extent that they didn't feel that they could do something. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Can you tell? But the four corners say right here, the election was changed and moved by foreign interference, foreign fraud, this is Russia, this is Muskrat, this is Russia, Muskrat, and the Fox major, just keywords. We're talking deceit, manipulation, fraud. Okay? I mean, what besides, blackmail and spies and all of that, that's pretty much what the Fox is all about. But next to the garden card, this is on social media, this is public. They did it through social media, probably backroom chats, backroom hidden chats, like, I don't know. People talk in like those gaming people that are on gaming platforms all the time. They're talking back and forth, and it's hidden. That's not out in the public. But we have clear vision here, 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 all over the place, and especially here. So this really, really, really disheartens me to say they knew, at least to some extent, they knew that there was something there, but they didn't stand up and fight for us. Like they colluded with the powers that made that decision and cleared the way for Starlink to do its thing. This is just awful. Do I have any more questions around this? You know what? I'll just close it up for now, and I'll gather questions from you guys, and then I'll do a grand tableau, and we'll look into the future. So maybe what we can expect in 2025, or maybe we'll depending on your questions, I'll go from there. Okay. But for now, I feel I can safely say that they knew, and maybe they didn't feel, maybe they just, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe they feel that they didn't have enough, maybe the information was minimized, the change was minimized, and they just didn't get enough to where they could say. But NATO's having trouble all over Europe. They're having trouble with Russia. Remember the sea cables that were cut, all of that. They're dealing with it. So I have to trust it's going to come out at some point. But I'm just going to leave this here for now, you guys. Okay, try to have a good rest of the weekend. Okay, bye.